Good afternoon, all. Welcome, everybody. Myself, Dr. R.S. Inamdar, Professor and Head, Department of Physiology, Chairman of the CBME Committee, MGM-IHS. I, on behalf of MGM-IHS, welcome you all. We are very happy. We are very happy to have you all here. And the topic is an excellent one. The topic is near the heart. Topic is Mission Fit India. I welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Shashank Dalvi sir, Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Nitin Kadam sir, Medical Director Dr. Sudhir Kadam sir, Vice Chairman MGM Trust Dr. PM Jadhav sir, Dean Dr. Narshetty, MGM Medical College, Navi Mumbai, and Dean Dr. Bora, MGM Medical College, Aurangabad. So we have both the campuses here under MGM IHS, Navi Mumbai, Aurangabad. Registrar Dr. Goel sir, heads of the institutes, heads of departments, faculty members, participants, students, and number of participants who have joined from Mumbai, outside Mumbai, from Maharashtra, outside Maharashtra, throughout India. So I welcome one and all. Now this Fit India movement was in fact launched by our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji in August 2019. He wanted a movement to be a mass movement. And this was steered under Ministry of Family and Health and Sports and Youth. And they appointed a committee. There was an expert group. Experts from various fields were roped in to prepare the protocols for the fitness for various age groups. So fitness for young ones from 5 to 18, fitness for the middle zone from 18 to 65, and fitness protocols for the senior group above 65. So 3 booklets were prepared. And you know who was heading the committee, who was chairman of committee? Dr. K.K. Deepak sir. So we are very happy to have him, one who spearheaded this committee and the movement. And we are very close to him because he is a physiologist. He is the head of department of physiology of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. And so we requested him. He was very gracious to come in. And today we'll listen from, as it is said, from the horse's mouth, the insights of the Fit India protocols and the things which are associated with it. Now, fitness, as you know, I mean, a lot of students are there in the auditorium. I'm seeing them. That this is the age in which they are very enthusiastic, energetic, they are playing sports, activities. And as they grow into doctors, they are definitely going to inculcate this into their patients. So fitness is for one and all. The activity, the energy is required to keep oneself going and also to keep the diseases at bay, at a distance. So the chronic diseases, non-communicable diseases, the lifestyle diseases, hypertension, diabetes, and others, to keep them away, one has to resort to this fitness regime. And in these protocols, there are simple activities, there are exercises, there are behavioral modifications which are there. Now at MGM itself, MGM University of Health Sciences, which is a 10-year-old university, and the medical colleges which are 25 years, we have this movement which is there in the MGM, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Shashank Dalvi sir, he initiated a movement known as a MGM Healthy University of Health Sciences. And this movement was under the direction of Dr. Rajani Mullerpatnam, who is a director professor of MGM School of Physiotherapy, Navi Mumbai. Now here on the screen, I'm showing you 3 protocols, right, which are being prepared by this committee. And these are the booklets which are available on the website. So this is one for the youngsters, this one is for the middle-aged, and this one is for the senior members who are there. So these are the 3 booklets, and we all should go through this, we all should practice this, and we also should inculcate in our colleagues and the patients and make everybody fit. So Fit India is a movement, Fit India is a mission. MGM has a great role. MGM has started the activity, and to see the glimpses of the activity, I'm requesting Dr. Rajani Mullerpatnam to share what we have done.
Good afternoon to all the members, and a very good afternoon and welcome from the visionaries of MGM Institute of Health Sciences. Professor Inamdar, the head of Physiology Department of MGM Medical College, Navi Mumbai, has briefed us and given us the background of this Fit India campaign. And you can see the enthusiasm and his vision that was the root cause of organizing this webinar and inviting Professor K.K. Deepak. So MGM Institute of Health Sciences is a deemed to be university with constituent units on 2 campuses at Navi Mumbai and Aurangabad, which offers training programs at bachelor's and master's level in medicine, physiotherapy, nursing, biomedical sciences, and prosthetics and orthotics, and of course, PhD programs in all these areas. It's a university which is accredited by NAC with a grade A. And in December 2019, when UGC announced a Fit India campaign, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Shashank Dalvi, took urgent cognizance of this and announced an MGM's Healthy Institute of Health Sciences. And this fitness initiative is aligned with the Fit India campaign. And today we are pleased to share the progress of this initiative at MGM Institute of Health Sciences. So this is, the master plan is such that we operate at the level of education in order to inform and refresh everybody, because we are all health institute members, either students or faculty members who are aware of the importance and benefits of physical fitness, but it's only to refresh our memories and to bring things in context, followed by assessment or evaluation, which includes instrumented and field-based physical fitness test battery. And followed by that is an intervention, which is a robust tailor-made program implemented to optimize the physical fitness level as per the WHO recommended guidelines. So far, since December 2019 until the lockdown began last year in March, we have initiated this activity and completed 2,056 members awareness, assessment, and started the intervention programs. And amongst these, as you can see, are students and faculty members of MGM School of Physiotherapy, University, Department of Prosthetics and Orthotics. And as Professor Inamdar mentioned, fitness is for each and one and all of us. So it also includes the trust schools. So MGM Trust has primary schools, secondary schools, and high school and junior college, where we have initiated this activity as well. And this activity is now continuing with the biomedical sciences, the MGM Dental College, MGM Nursing College of New Bombay, MGM Medical College. It's an ongoing program where you see simple tests, as mentioned by Professor Inamdar, in various domains of fitness, flexibility, balance, the VO2 max analysis for submaximal testing, the agility test for jump and reach, the partial squats, the step up and down, the trunk side bends. These are very simple activities that can be performed in your own environment. Push-ups, forward lunges, jumping jacks. And with this testing battery, that is an evidence-based testing battery, MGM IHS has developed a report, and the report is based on reference values generated for our own Indian population within various age groups. And this template of report is now available for testing, based on which we grade the fitness level of the individual which is testing, and this becomes the baseline for actually then planning the fitness program for our faculty members, students, and all the staff members. The outcomes so far with the research conducted in this area are 6 research publications, 3 copyrights which are registered, and the ongoing research projects. And with these, we aim to and aspire to continue this activity at a much wider level on both the campuses in order to make this campus a fitness aware and a fit campaign aligned with Honorable Vice Chancellor's initiative, which is MGM's Healthy Institute of Health Sciences. And now, thank you very much. And now may I invite Dr. Rita Khadkikar, who is our IQAC coordinator for MGM Institute of Health Sciences, to introduce Professor Dr. K.K. Deepak, Head of the Department of Physiology at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, and as appropriately introduced by Professor Inamdar, the Chairman Expert Committee for Development of Fitness Protocols. And we are extremely eager to hear his vision and the work done so far. Over to you, Dr. Rita Khadkikar. Thank you, one and all.
Good afternoon to everyone present here. I am Dr. Rita Khadkikar, Associate Professor Physiology, MGM Medical College, Navi Mumbai, and the Internal Assurance Coordinator of the University MGM Institute of Health Sciences. It is a proud privilege to introduce Professor K.K. Deepak sir, who is the Professor and Head Department of Physiology, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. Sir has contributed greatly to the field of physiology and is an inspiration to all the physiologists. We extend a warm welcome, sir. To just mention some of his contributions, he has established the Autonomic Function Lab, the first of its kind in the country, in 1989 at AIIMS, New Delhi. The Lab for Human Vascular Functions in the year 2000. Now, both these labs are catering to the clinical services, the research and training programs. He has worked extensively on heart rate variability, and he has also developed a cloud-based program for centralized HRV system for the country. He's also devised models, like we have the blood pressure simulation model, the EMG biofeedback. This is for assessment and better treatment of the patients with hand dystonia. Electrogastrography. This is for assessment and better treatment of patients with irritable bowel syndrome. He's also worked in the field of yoga and meditation, done a lot of research, and looked at the clinical application of yoga and meditation. Sir has also worked a lot in space physiology, and presently his team is doing a lot of research, and for this they have a collaboration with US and also NIT Jalandhar, and they have also got a patent which is published for pro-gravity body gear in 2018. Sir has contributed to the field of medical education. Sir has 187 research papers to his credit with a citation of 3,200 and H index of 30. Sir is an executive editor, Indian Journal of Physiology and Pharmacology. With respect to today's session, Sir has been the chairman for the expert committee for developing the age-appropriate protocols for physical activity and their assessment for the Fit India program, which has been organized by the Government of India. So we welcome you and we would like to share your insights. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I thank you, Mahatma Gandhi Medical University, and I thank you, Dr. Ananda, and all people in the administration. And thank you for the introduction. And here I'm going to talk about Mission Fit India. Some introduction has already been made by preceding speakers. So once again, thank you very much for organizing such an important activity with reference to India. Now, coming quickly, why this is required. What is your health condition? What we call normal condition or normal physiological condition. Now you have to understand that many people, most of us are healthy most of the time. This is a big statement which I've been making at several places. And this good health is being maintained by our environment, by our healthy habits, by the genetic pool and all other factors which maintain us good health. Some of us have poor health, which is a small number, and some of us have excellent health, and those who have excellent health and excellent fit from several point of views, we can call excellent fitness. These are the top athletes, defense people. There are several other people in the walk of life, those who engage daily in tough activities. So there's always a health advantage to some extent, and there's a disease burden from poor people in the society. Now this is the problem. So what we should understand happily and healthily, that we are healthy most of the time, and this is what is important. Now what happens in a non-normal situation? What is a non-normal situation? Non-normal situation is that you imagine, say, 100 years ago or 200 years ago, when the humans were farmers and most of them were doing farming or activity, and hunter-gatherers, most of them were healthy and happy. And what happens over the year of over the century, because of commercialization, industrial activity, and because of increased kind of office work, most of us are not indulging in adequate physical activity, and this is actually given the increasing incidence of non-communicable diseases like heart disease, hypertension, cancer, even some other kind of disorders which are now being included in NCD like diabetes and other things. Now, because of this, the number of people having poor health has increased, and this is happening gradually over the years. And therefore, this is a good health pool which has been shrunken and which has increased the disease burden. There's a huge expansion of illness behavior. And now as a health university, as a health institution, we have to think what is our role. And this is something similar has happened in an acute scenario during the time of COVID. COVID has revealed that the society which is at the fringe of illness, like having larger aging population or having a morbid society or having people having the more cancer or diabetes, have suffered a lot. And NCD is in a background, therefore we saw sudden increment in illness behavior. Now, what is important is what is government role in policy making. Government makes policies. However, to make them realize, to make them workable, the health professional which includes all faculty, students, also health workers and policymakers. They have to come together in order to fight this. During the COVID, this has been largely seen. Various government fought against the COVID pandemic, which has increased the illness behavior. That was not only related to the respiratory illness, but it was related to kind of a pan organ involvement. It involved brain, it involved several other structures in the body, and those who suffered from NCD, this has become a more serious issue. So various diseases, in whatever form they come, mostly if you talk of NCDs, they affect different organ systems in different people. And different organ systems are involved gradually depending on their propensity or depending the weak link. So what has reflected in a COVID time, the large number of structures are involved in the COVID. So it became a kind of a serious illness. In NCD also, in the beginning, there may be one structure involved, but in the later part, several other structures are involved. Because of lack of exercise or because of increased stress. Both things put together actually gives you a lot of serious issues with the body functioning. They may start with one, like endothelial function or derangement in biochemical markers, and therefore after that leading to kind of an organ failure or system failure. Something similar may happen if you're not doing properly with the old age. The old age also gives you some kind of a issues with health, and they may be initially related to loss of muscle mass, bone mass, or changes in the brain structure or changes. And therefore, these three, they actually give you the disease burden. Now, what happens when you have a problem? It could begin with a simple stress, and this stress actually happens in any situation or every situation, depending on whenever there's a physical stressor or psychological stressor comes in. So though normally these are the stress symptoms which could be seen in acute phase in COVID, but they can also be seen in a diabetic or MI, a patient having heart problems or patient having a cancer or some other. So these are the symptoms which are indicator there's some kind of a systemic failure is happening in the system. So in NCD you see in acute phase, when a chronic phase, when it becomes chronic, and people feel sick, people have ill behavior in terms of diseases. This can also happen sometimes in astronauts. Now, this is said that when you go to space, you age faster. You actually try to burn out, you have problems, and something like the aging has been equated with if you spend more time in space. In future, the space travel will be opened. So not only healthy people, but other people who are at the margin will be opting for going to space. Therefore, it will add up to the space disease burden. Therefore, as a physiologist, we have to come up to this level. So I'm trying to bind up a concept together, how health is important, how fitness is important, not only on earth, not only in acute disease like COVID, not only in chronic disease like NCD, but also it's a kind of an aging process which also causes, it gives you certain plethora of diseases. Therefore, what do we need? We need obviously health. That's why we have health department. And we also need fitness, which means shades of the health. Who is more healthier, who is less healthier? And who needs it? It's very obvious, we all need it. So why fitness for all? So according to WHO report, which is 2017 report, over 60% of all deaths in India are due to NCD, including the lifestyle diseases, which means these diseases were not there much before we have changed our lifestyle to a more of urban type, more of a sitting on chair or lack of exercise. And it has the various shades of causation and reflections, like obesity, overweight, which is increasing in more in city, diabetes, which is growing. 70% Indians do not exercise regularly, a very important finding. And 62% Indians do not monitor their diet. So the diet, exercise, environment, and education, all these are important to make you fit. But nevertheless, you still need a plan, you still need something to do. So physical fitness is something which all of us should enjoy. physical fitness is something which you can also demand on the campus. Therefore, by increasing the performance. So fitness is needed to one and all, at home, in school, organization, society, and I also include institutions or universities, and even after the retirement, which is a large number of people, and that retirement section is growing. We are having more and more people in the retirement age. So physical fitness is important, as already defined by Dr. Inamdar. Physical fitness is ability to perform day-to-day normal activity with vigor, alertness, without undue fatigue, and with ample energy. And that's what, when you are looking at a person or talking to a person is working, he should be having all these qualities before you define that he is physically fit. Physical fitness is composed of various attributes, and that's what we talk about in a couple of minutes. As already introduced, Indian age-appropriate fitness protocols and guidelines are available now, and the acronym has been given is the goals for active lifestyle. It's called goals, and therefore we should pursue our goals in terms of the physical fitness. We are lucky that we have a wonderful Prime Minister who had a vision to make India fit. And under that Fit India mission, he launched 24th September 2020 all these guidelines and dedicated to the nation. Now, I happen to be chairperson for this committee, which included not only a physiologist, but also for nutrition and from sports sciences and from administration and from yoga. So I'm very happy to be a physiologist, and I ever believe that physiologists have a larger role to play in society. We have to go to the society and we have to make social outreach program and make our society fit. We contribute in a similar way, the way you contribute in a disease prevention, but prevention of illness or making people fit is also an equal responsibility. So these are the 3 booklets which are available freely online. People can go and see, and these are fairly exhaustive booklets. We give you the idea and guidelines, and these guidelines are different from anywhere in the country. So we are proud of doing that way, because we have included like inclusiveness. And I'm going to tell about the special features of these guidelines, which have been approved in toto by WHO with some suggestion for us, which we have included. So these guidelines are available for all age groups, 5 to 18, 18 to 65, and 65 plus. And the important component in this physical activity guidelines, it's not only that what you should do, what you should practice, but they also suggest you a detailed plan and protocol for assessing yourself. So you can assess yourself, you can quantify your fitness, various component of fitness, and then you can grade yourself. And I'm very happy by listening to the talk earlier that MGM University is already doing these things, and that's a matter of pride. So in some little details, how fitness assessment for children can happen. So we know the children are naturally fit. However, there may be a different children depending on activity and depending on the coordination. So the BMI, body mass composition, coordination, balance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, cardiovascular endurance, flexibility, and speed. These are the components which can be quantified on children by various tests which have been shown here. How to perform these tests, test protocols, how to do this, all these things, details are available in booklet form. For adults, there's a little change, because now adults are not that kind of a flexible or having that dynamic strength like children. So therefore, we emphasize on body composition, body flexibility, balance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, cardiovascular fitness, balance, and muscular strength. So there's a little shift towards balancing, which is very important here. 65 plus, again, body composition, upper body flexibility, because now the rigidity and other things, they start setting in. So therefore, flexibility is very important. Low body stretch and muscular endurance, agility and dynamic balance. Now, even going and turning back, going back to the place is sometimes difficult. So there are different tests available. and obviously cardiovascular endurance. And people can be fit for any age, any time. We have seen people crossing 100 with an appropriate fitness for their age. So what is our role? Our role, I've been saying to other institutions that we should start inculcating these habits among our employee, our staff, our people, our society, our association. But now I'm happy that NDM has already started doing. Now, once you know the fitness levels, how to improve fitness. So some recommended guidelines under goals are already available, and these are the Fit India recommended activities. So flexibility related activities. So there are 5: forward bend, calf stretch, child's pose, knee to chest, and bend down. Now you would realize many people cannot do all. So therefore they can improve this over time. The strength related activity, how much strength you have, it's a matter of practice, how much you've been doing involving these muscles. The muscles are beautifully structured, which can be trained to perform as desired, and you can take the levels higher and higher, so you can raise the strength level. So the straight leg raises, push-ups on the wall, curl up, plank, and push-ups. So this can be performed. Endurance related activities. So there are several, starting from spot running to the climbing stairs, jumping jacks, march and swings your arms, brisk walking, quick air punches, swimming, and walking lunges. So depending on what is available, what facilities available, you can sometimes choose. But here it's very important that how long you can do it. This is important. Balance related activities are again very important, and especially in aging population or even middle-aged population, to avoid the fall, the postural fall. So single leg stance, leg swings, walking on the lines of different shapes is again can be performed easily by simple. What we have included, and we are proud of it, that all protocols include yoga protocols to make you fit. It is a 15 minutes protocol and appropriately structured according to the age group. So we believe from India, and the way the Indian yoga program has gone, become international, it is very important that we all perform yoga every day. And I show that we try, and we have an integral health clinic in our department, and so we impart yoga training not only to healthy people but also the patient. And so this is important. It's very simple. For 15 minutes, it gives you, like, from meditation and meditation to the breathing exercise to the physical postures, and they actually give you flexibility and also muscle strength. And for 35 to 50 years, we have kept different type of yogasanas, well thought and well discussed with the help of Moraji Desai National Institute of Yoga. We incorporated all discussions, and all this has been included. Similarly, for 50 to 65, again for 15 minutes protocol, yoga protocol is available, and they also we involve all component of yoga, and therefore it becomes useful. Now, again, coming to what can be done. We know this is theory, we know this can be done, but what can be done? So now what I'm seeing in the country, that country is evolving now. These programs have already started in several schools, 7 government schools and other schools, and they have charted annual plan, and depending on activity, the whole activity is being planned. So this has become an integral part of their teaching and education. Therefore, the child will receive not only academic certificate but also a certificate of his physical fitness, and that will take a long way, because there are hidden players or sports person or athletes in the society. Until we apply the test and we give encouragement, it does not come out, and it is randomly available in the society. Therefore, it is our role that we encourage starting from children, and also we teach teachers and parents. So once we had a program for the education of parents and education of teachers in Kerala. Now, as a physiologist, important physiological consideration have been included in the guidelines, and these are that warm-up is important, hydration is important, cool down is important, even nutrition and other things are important. However, we have kept in detail the guidelines for physical fitness. For others, like nutrition and others, they are referred to other guidelines from ICMR. So they are already available. Also, guidelines and safety for consideration of yoga has also been advised because our age group is larger. Therefore, before practice, during practice, and after practice, what you should do, what kind of a practice safety consideration you should involve, and you should all be playing safe. This was approved by WHO with one statement they suggested us to include. They said at least for 150 minutes to 300 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic physical activity, or do at least 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous intensity aerobic activity, because they realized people may not perform every day. Therefore, some kind of a cumulative exercise can be done over a week, and therefore this is what included. So we have included. Also, they suggested for muscle strengthening activities at moderate or greater intensity level besides yoga. So these are the two suggestions which came up, we included. But what we believe, every move counts. Launch of the WHO guideline on physical activity and sedentary behavior is already on there. Now, recently, I'm involved with WHO activity for global action plan, and India is going to be part of the global action plan. So what do we do, and what targets we keep for India, and therefore we go ahead. The happy news would be there next month. Fit India Mission will be launching app, the app which can be tagged with your physical activity, and you can score yourself and you can monitor your health. So this will be compatible with what guidelines we have made, and this will be good for the schools or for people this thing of all age groups. So what is important, what percentage of people are physically inactive? So if I ask this question to MGM University, as of now, the 1,000 or maybe 2,000 faculty and staff, I can guess several thousand students. Now, do we have a figure what percentage of people are physically inactive? And if we put a target, say like next 2 years or 3 years, when they stay on the campus, will they increase their physical inactivity? Will they decrease or increase their physical inactivity? Or can you put a target, okay, 10% reduction in physical inactivity? It has been known when people come to academics, they increase physical inactivity because they devote a lot of time in academics. But putting a lot of time in academics may be counterproductive if you're not physically fit. If you can't concentrate, if you can't physically stand for enough time, then therefore the academics will not also do well. Therefore, it is a fine balance which university have to find. So our role to have this data, our role to publish this data and make guidelines, both local and contribute to the national cause. So pointed question, special feature of Indian fitness protocols. Now, this provides no cost fitness. If you see our protocols, we have made a point that cost is minimum or nil cost. You can use from outside. For example, in India, in Delhi, at least I see, there are open gym, free gyms are available in parks. So the WHO has been asking what is the impact of open gym in a society. So someone of us would be working in that direction, that people try to find out effect of open gym. One is closed gym where you go and pay, but the open gym are free. You go to a park and you'll find the gym outside. It has inbuilt testing and scoring protocols. Our fitness protocols include yoga as a fitness technology. So this is 5,000 years old technology available to us. There's a lot of evidence that we ourselves denied the evidence. There's a lot of evidence available that yoga causes fitness. Now we are trying to use yoga for fitness for the astronauts, or Gaganaut in India we call it. So therefore we can use in fitness protocol for them. It has inclusiveness for Indian traditional games and practices. For example, we encourage all Indian games, like in children we used to play Kho-Kho or Kabaddi or some other kind of local games, and all games are important. All games are important. We should retain them, and like Maharashtra has several of the local games available, so they should all be brought back. it covers all age groups. The special plus points of these protocols are provision of the free of cost information dissemination. Like Fit India Mission, they are organizing free information, free, everything is going to this. Therefore, health is an important subject for all. It should not be kind of become an industry. And it has endorsement by the government and WHO. So my question to you, always raised to wherever I go, is your campus physical activity friendly? So I see the pictures of MGM University. I'm so happy to see them that, yes, MGM University campus is physical activity friendly. Does your campus have plans for physical activity? Yes. So I'm again proud of that university and university that it has it. And does your campus have a program for physical activity? Yes. And I see some of the publication coming out. I'll be happy to glance over them. And this research actually gives you a long-lasting evidence of an activity. Activity you can perform, but the moment you publish, the way it should be published. Therefore, this is our role to the society and make it more scientific, more evidence-based, and derive the benefit. So actually, if you improve fitness, you improve academics. And that's what the goal of any university. So any students passing out from any university should be academically fit and also fit from physical point of view. So this is what is desired by India. And in that way, India can go far and far ahead in terms of health and fitness. So with that, I come to end of my talk, and thank you very much for patience.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I invite Dr. Priyanka Rane.
Thank you, sir. We will come to the last part of the session, which is a vote of thanks after a fit movement lecture. So we had a wonderful program today with a orientation by Dr. KK Deepak about Fit India movement. Also, we are looking forward for the Fit India app, which is coming soon, launching soon. For the first and foremost, I will thank expert speaker, Dr. Professor Dr. KK Deepak, Chairman of Expert Committee, for giving excellence of Mission Fit India. Thank you so much, sir. We have learned a lot today. Even our students have learned a lot. We express our deep gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Shashank Dalvi, sir, for the strong support in all the activities, academic activities. We express our sincere thanks to our trustees and patrons, Honorable Medical Director Dr. Sudhir Kadam, sir, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Nitin Kadam, sir, Honorable Vice Chairman of MGM Trust Dr. PM Zadav, sir, and respected deans of MGM Medical College, Navi Mumbai, Dr. G.S. Narshetty, and also Dr. R.B. Bohra, sir, of Aurangabad. We are for encouraging us. And also our special thanks to Mr. Anil Kandare and IT team for academic section of our university. We are very much thankful to all of you, the faculty members, the students, and the participants for your enthusiastic participation. And thank you one and all. And we will end this program started by PM Modi, sir. In 2019, we have completed 1 year, and his saying goes as a dose of fitness for half an hour daily. That is fitness ka dose, Aadha Ghanta Rose. And with that, I will just end this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With this, we end the session.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.